Reconciliation takes action. It means ending social inequity. This quote encompasses what the book I read is all about. All Our Relations: Finding the Path Forward is based on the 2018 CBC Massey Lecture Series. The Massey Lectures have become an annual highlight of Canadian cultural life. The 5 talks, which are the chapters of the novel, provide a forum where contemporary thinkers can explore issues of our time. All Our Relations: Finding the Path Forward explores one of the biggest ongoing tragedies in this country, the youth suicide rates in Indigenous communities as part of the devastating legacy of cultural genocide against Indigenous people. Tanya Talega is the author of this book. Talega is also an investigative reporter for the Toronto Star, and her work has focused on Indigenous people in Canada and across the globe. She is most noted for her 2017 book titled Seven Fallen Feathers, which won the 2018 RBC Taylor Prize for Nonfiction and the 2018 Shaughnessy Cohen Prize for Political Writing. In November of 2018, Talega delivered the 5 lectures of All of Our Relations across Canada. She spoke first in Thunder Bay, then in Halifax, then Vancouver, then Saskatoon, and finished the Massey Lecture Series in Toronto. All Our Relations explores the lack of the basic determinants of health in Indigenous communities. Talega raises awareness about the lack of clean water, minimal access to health care, lack of access to education, especially high school education, and the lack of safe housing. All of these factors are contributing to the alarming rise of youth suicide. Talega aims to capture why this is all happening in the first place, and this question goes back many, many generations, and it goes right back to the seeds of colonization. In addition, All Our Relations shares stories of inequity towards Indigenous people across the globe. By reading this novel, I learned that there are sadly so many similarities between Indigenous communities around the world. Colonization, loss of language, loss of land, residential schooling, and cultural genocide not only happened in Canada, but also happened to the Indigenous people of Australia and the United States, and the Sami people of northern Norway. Talega emphasizes that there needs to be a place of belonging for Indigenous communities, and Indigenous people need to have a say in their rights. She explains how everything needs to be reworked because of the inequities that still exist in the country and across the globe. I chose this book because I believe it is so important to educate myself and my future students on Canada's colonial past and the inequities that still exist today and that will continue to exist unless we take action. I'm going to read a passage of the book that speaks towards the importance of education as part of reconciliation. Close to the end of the book here, it says, "For generations, the education system has perpetuated an ignorance and unawareness among much of society. While assimilation through education did not work, the legacy of those schools is very much still present today. Those experiences live on in the minds and the nightmares of the survivors. The after effects live on in their children, and the after effects live on in their children's children, creating a heartbreaking legacy. While education has played a huge role in damaging relations between Indigenous and non-Indigenous communities, it is also going to play a crucial role in reconciling that relationship." Towards the end of the book, Talega states, "The educators will always lead us forward." And I believe that is why it is so important for educators to be reading this book, is because we play a crucial role in finding the path forward.